Jason, if you're struggling with grief, relationships, stress, which I don't think you have any of that, or you're having trouble sleeping or meeting your low goals, online therapy could be for you. BetterHelp is secure online therapy that offers video, phone, and even live chat sessions with a licensed professional therapist. BetterHelp will assess your needs and match you with your own accredited therapist, and you can be matched with a therapist in under 48 hours. There's no waiting room. The service is available worldwide, and you can log into your account anytime to message your therapist.
You'll get timely and thoughtful responses, plus you can schedule weekly video or phone sessions. BetterHelp, H-E-L-P, is committed to facilitating great therapeutic matches, so they make it easy and free to change therapists if needed. We've all been there, haven't we? It's more affordable than traditional offline therapy, and financial aid is available in your area. Visit BetterHelp.com/howlong and join over 2 million people who have taken charge of their mental health with the help of an experienced professional. How Long Gone is sponsored by BetterHelp, and our listeners get 10% off their first month of online therapy at BetterHelp.com/howlong. How Long Gone? Chris, you're not in LA. You're not in Glendale. Where the F are you?
I'm back in the Big Apple, baby. I'm 22 floors up, looking over.
Damn, bro. I know you got a walk up, but 22 floors?
Yeah, I know. My calves are burning.
No wonder you're in such great shape on and off the ground.
That's right. Yeah, but it's a beautiful fall day here in New York. And I got to say, it feels good to be back. That, when the air chills a little bit, in New York, it feels like it's time to make money, Jason. Do you ever get that feeling in Glendale? I feel like you don't.
I did. I mean, I knew you were going to say something like, that chill in the air in New York. Nothing like it anywhere else in the world. It just puts me in the mood to blank, but I did not think you were going to say making money. I didn't, maybe it would be like, makes me want to, settle down and start a family. I don't know. It makes me want to go apple picking, things like that are a little more autumnal, chilled out. It makes me want to pull my glovies out.
You can have your apple cider donuts. I'm going to be counting bread over here. You know what I'm saying, dog?
So what about it? Let's explore this. I'm going to put on my little therapist hat. Mm-hmm. Obviously I'm a big proponent of smell and scent memory. I think it's huge now.
I agree, actually.
It's going to be one of my tent poles for 2023. Didn't really push it across the line this year, but so this smell and making money, what are we thinking here? Childhood?
No, not
mom, dad.
No, it's just
where did you get touched? No, I'm not talking about with the blicky. I'm talking about.
I was about to say, are you saying when a fan approached me after the show in Denver and I had to duff him out?
No. I'm talking about that time at Chuck E. Cheese. You know what I'm saying?
I'm not Catholic, and I've never been to Chuck E. Cheese. So no. I would say that there's something just about New York in the fall where I feel like it's really. I think because it slows down so much in the summer and everyone's focused on, getting out east, as they say in the biz.
Actually, what does that mean? I'm not familiar with that phrase. Getting back east.
No, going out east. It means going to the Hamptons.
Going out east.
It means going to the Hamptons.
Oh,
yeah, uh-huh.
I've heard of that spot.
Yeah, so
wealthy hangout.
It's like Malibu, but chicer and less obnoxious.
Is it chicer or is it mo chic? Which one would be you're the writer of the family. Which one is it, Chris?
I don't actually know. I think more chic. I think more chic sounds better. Let me plug it into Grammarly.com real quick.
Okay. So it's like we're done with our little holiday time.
Yeah.
And now it's time to put our Abercrombie sweaters on, roll up those sleeves, and head down to Wall Street, start making some investments.
Start licking that bull's balls, if you know what I'm saying.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so it feels nice. I mean,
you're bullish on ball licking.
Exactly, especially when it comes to money. But yeah, so it's just nice to be back in the Big Apple. I'm walking around, feeling that breeze.
You might fuck around and IPO your damn self.
I might. I'll put Chris Black. It's C Black on the
C Black with an impressive initial offering.
Yeah, we're gonna have an impressive initial offer.
We knew it was gonna be good, but that good.
We could
not even the bigwigs on the 22nd floor could have seen that one.
We
coming.
could not have prepared for this. There's no way we could have prepared for this. But yeah, so I'm back. I'm back in the Big Apple. I'm on my T Grizzly, as you already know. Lots of things going on here, and I'm sure you're doing a lot over there too, aren't you?
Yeah, I'm doing content creation. It's that time of the year for me where, you know, every year the podcast tour wraps up. The podcast tour that you do in November. Touring season, baby. Oh, actually, our guest today hasn't even started their tour, so I don't feel so cuckoo. But yeah, you finish up your summer tour, winter here, and then you catch up on the things that you do, not because you make money, but because you love doing it.
Of course,
sponsored Instagram posts.
Yeah, I know you. I know you love it, and I have to say, I don't want to obviously, you know, give away any secrets, but. The behind the scenes I saw for your influencer content creation shoot, I have to say you killed the damn thing, bro. I think that I do. I was really impressed, and I think that you have a future in influencing. I really do. You know, at first I thought he's just flirting with this. You know, maybe he needs to get a real job. But luckily for you, I think that you could be the male influencer that we need.
Yeah, a young bull knows how to tablescape. After all,
you know how to tablescape. You know how to cook. Clothes look okay on you. You're good at drinking. And I have to say your caption writing is nothing to sneeze at. You know, your caption writing is on point.
One day I'll even have a real job like you, Chris.
I don't think so, but that's okay. Not everyone's path is the same, and I would prefer that you be able to spend more time editing this podcast than like working.
Yeah, you're more of a corporate thug, whereas I'm actually out here in the streets.
You could get touched. You know what I mean? If you don't put up your posts on time. So somebody from Wyden Kennedy is going to come touch you if you don't put the post up on time.
I don't want to play that game, you know. I don't want to have one of those lanyards that you have to swipe at the entrance of a building, whereas that makes you hard as a Georgia pine tree, doesn't it?
I've actually never had one of those before.
What? Not even when you took a tour of the Nike facilities when they passed on you? Nothing?
No, I've never. You know, Nike's never. You know, Nike doesn't. I fuck with them. It's like one of your Instagram chicks that you like their posts all the time, Jason, but they don't ever like yours back. That's me and Nike.
Chris, you're the only one who'd be liking. I do a look. You know, there's a pump and dump. I do a look, and instead of double tapping like you and all my other friends, I do this, and then that's it.
You're more of an IRL guy. You react to IRL.
No, I let out a little outburst of gratitude for getting to see this great image, and then that is all. I don't feel compelled to place my stamp on it for the world to see like some other exhibitionists do.
That's cool.
It's like you guys want to get caught, you know?
I mean,
that's fine. Moving on. We got podcasting to do.
Hold on. There is a little bit of breaking news.
Oh no. Okay.
Breaking news. I'm sorry to report this.
Unless it's not fine.
It looks like Range Rover hired Wyclef Jean to play a corporate event. And during the melee, he did unfortunately drop the CEO on his head from his shoulders. So I just wanted to...
Wait. So the CEO of Range Rover is like, Wyclef, I need to get up on those shoulders. And then Wyclef is like, all right. And then he did a whoops-a-daisy, fell and landed on his head.
That's what it looks like. This is breaking. The story is developing.
Is it like life-threatening injuries, or is it more of I took a tumble and I'm embarrassed?
I think it's more of a took a tumble, I'm embarrassed, and also thank God that Instagram exists so that we all can see this and enjoy this, not just the employees of Jaguar Range Rover Incorporated. So it's a good place.
I'm just worried. My question is like, because CEO back in the day of a car company, I'm thinking that person is like lower to mid 60s, where. Because Wyclef, he's not a short guy, but, you know, in 2021, a CEO could be fucking 21 years old.
No, not maybe in your little Bitcoin universe, but these old school companies where things actually matter.
Ooh.
We need a guy with experience. And remind me to tell you, this is for a different episode, my time building with Wyclef Jean and the bubble with Cartel.
Clef came through to the bubble?
If you listen to Cartel's self-titled album, there is a Wyclef Jean song on the album featuring Wyclef Jean.
Okay, so I thought you meant like they wrote a song about Wyclef Jean.
No.
But you're saying they're like, hey, Wyclef, I think it's a good idea for you to be featured on this album.
No, it was this corny ass, of course, a corny ass A&R guy, the only kinds that exist, except for, of course, Secretly Group and Jaguar.
And the good people that found our guest today on Matador, those guys rock too.
Those guys rock.
Job.
Those guys rock. There's the song's called Wasted. There's a remix featuring Wyclef Jean. I was there. He was not happy to be there. And he wasn't even being paid, I don't think. So,
what?
Yeah, it was like a favor, I feel like, and we needed some celebrity power, so they got a 50-year-old, pop reggae artist to come build with Cartel in the bubble. It didn't, I don't know if it did much for I think it didn't do anything for anyone, actually. Him, them.
Look, if it was a remix that came out in 2004 and I am not aware of its existence, then yeah, it didn't do anything, Chris.
That's a good point, yeah. I mean, Red Taylor's version, A Message from Taylor, Them Jeans drum edit coming soon. We already know the vibe.
I'm just waiting to get final sign off from the label, and we should be clear by Thanksgiving.
Well, luckily the label now is I forgot to mention just quickly. We saw Jack. Did we mention that we saw Jack Antinoff in the airport wearing bell bottoms?
We briefly touched on it, I think, when we had a guest, so we didn't get a chance to fully dive into it.
It's fine. We can talk later, but Jack, it ain't sweet for you, bro. So you're lucky I was tired and I didn't feel like confronting you in the airport, because your jeans look trash too, bro. What were you wearing, Miss 60s, bro? Come on now.
Call out culture is real.
Yeah, I saw Antonov in the airport carrying a steampunk suitcase wearing Miss 60 flares. It ain't sweet for him out here.
Jack's like, bro, these are Mr. 60s. It's different. It's different. No, puppy, no.
I'm wearing some they 60s jeans.
Don't.
Them 60s?
It's vintage. And also, I'm speaking of the world of fashion, I'm very excited not only to check out Disney's Sneakerella,
of course,
which somebody sent us a video of Deezus and Miro doing a little
killing.
They did a
so
great job
funny.
on it. It was really funny. But
so
also
funny.
Von Dutch documentary coming out on TJ's favorite Hulu in just maybe 2 days.
Hold on, that's actually fire. Let's talk to our guest about that. Today we have Lindsay Jordan. You probably know her as Snail Mail. Her excellent new album is out on Matador right now.
It's available on Spotify.
You can go listen to it. We've been rinsing it. Jason and I both have been rinsing it quite a lot lately. I'm really into it.
I have a feeling that she could be an old soul, Chris, so we're in for a treat.
I think she could be an old soul as well. But yeah, let's give Lindsay a jingle and get into it. Want to make a podcast? Spotify's got a platform that lets you make one super easily, then distribute it everywhere and even earn money. We like that. All in one place for totally free. It's called Spotify for Podcasters. And here's how it works. Spotify for Podcasters lets you record and edit podcasts right from your cellular telephone or your computer. So no matter what your setup is like, you can start creating today. Then you can distribute your podcast to Spotify and everywhere else, those other places that podcasts are heard.
Video podcasts are also available on Spotify. And when you want to take conversations with your fans to the next level, Q&As and polls are the best way to get them talking. With Spotify for Podcasters, you can earn money in a variety of ways, including ads and podcast subscriptions. And best of all, it's totally free, zero catch. We've been using it ever since we started How Long Gone. And ever since I discovered Spotify for Podcasters, I feel like having the option of turning off the Q&As and the polls on the user dashboard has really helped boost my creativity and take it to another level. I highly recommend giving it a try. Download the Spotify for Podcasters app or go to www.spotify.com/podcasters to get started. Hey, Chris. It's Tim time. Let's get into some Timberland talk. How are you?
I'm great, man. I was just looking here at the Timberland Greenstride sole on these boots they sent me. It's made from 75% renewable sugarcane and natural rubber, which does the job of combining eco-consciousness and comfort.
Okay, that's a very good amount. That's almost 100%. So all that natural rubber, all that sugarcane, that's everything that's renewable. That's going to do a good job as part of Timberland's commitment to make sure their products are sustainable for a more greener world, with the goal of having a net positive impact on the environment by 2030. That's positive, that's better than neutral, and much better than negative, of course.
Of course, but we'd be remiss not to discuss the eco-conscious materials that we've laid out for you. Also, they look cool. They're rugged, lightweight, and durable. You can go shop the men's and women's Greenstride collection on Timberland.com. Lindsay Jordan looks better than we look. Jason definitely hasn't showered. Jason, have you?
I showered.
Did you?
I just got home from the gym. I showered at the gym.
I can smell y'all.
Wait, where are you from, Lindsay?
Lindsay, how loud are we through the damn Instagram?
I'm from Baltimore, but I live in New York.
Okay, Baltimore. Interesting. I didn't know that because you just said y'all. So I'm feeling like you're doing some Southern cosplay, and as a Southerner, I'm not going to stand for that.
Maryland is south of the Mason-Dixon line, so
suck it, Chris.
you know, I'm at like parties in New York, being like, yeah, and like from the south, like I'm like, there's tractors like everywhere you look.
Baltimore is known for their farming community. That is true. I did know that. Thank you.
How long?
That.
I mean, because you can drive from Baltimore to New York in what, like a few hours, right? It's not that far.
Like 3.5, 4 hours.
3.5.
Yeah.
To be in the South in 3 hours, I love the Big Apple, man.
I know, it just takes you right into the South. It's like you would never know. It's like a culture shock.
Wait, hold on.
It's like when I take my ice bath. Ooh.
Do you have headphones in?
No, should I?
Yeah. Sorry.
If you have any cans.
Oh, I don't have cans with me. I have pods. Oh.
Well, pods are just cans that go inside the ear, not on the ear.
I can hear you guys. Can you guys hear me HD?
Damn, you sounding spatial as hell.
I'm in a spatial hotel room.
I thought you were in a luxurious hotel room. Now that you're big dogging, you played on TV and shit recently.
Yeah, I'm getting treated like a big dog out of sympathy right now because I have vocal cord problems.
So your manager's like, you can stay somewhere nice this week.
I have a feeling. I think that's what's
So you got the bomb hotel room, and then we're like, room service sends up some honey and tea every half an hour for you.
I have gotten room service twice already today, and it's 12 o'clock where I am.
What the fuck are you doing? Take the card away from her.
It's not even lunchtime, and you've already had 2 meals. What's going on?
Not even 2 meals. Check it. I got breakfast, avocado toast, 2 coffees because I found out they're 12 ounces and I like a 16 ounce. And then this is my third. I had them bring up this third coffee.
Getting a single coffee from room service that truly is showing your age, and I appreciate it. I really like that.
Bro, this is only 12 ounces?
I need 3. Yeah. Well, I feel it took me a long time to understand like what it meant to swipe the Snail Mail card, but I used to think I was like throwing financial tantrums by using it. Like I was like, oh, like I'm in a pissy mood. I don't want to do all this. I don't want to be on this. I don't want to be doing this. So I'm going to spend this like, and whatever, like everyone will see my finances and that I'm like basically throwing this fit. And one day my manager.
So you buy for attention with your own money?
I did. Listen, this is a story of the past. So
go ahead.
No. I don't. It's not for. I thought I was like protesting. Like I would be like using the card to buy like expensive dinners and stuff, and I'd be like, my accountant is going to see this, and he's going to see that I'm overworked and grumpy and whatever X Y Z. And one day my manager was like, Do you understand that you're stealing from yourself? It doesn't.
Every time you go get a new diamond in your teeth, that's your own money. You know that, right? It makes you mad, but it should make you mad too.
It makes everybody mad, but it should be making me mad. And so I'm still, in a way, I think I'm still like kind of doing that.
Mm-hmm. Well, luckily the Snail Mail card has a couple more zeros on it than it did a couple years ago.
Mm-hmm.
So if you need a third coffee, it will probably be okay on the end of the year financials.
The zeros are like, they're like in temporary ink right now because I have to go out and earn the zeros. I'm about to not.
Your ass is on the hook for a big ass tour, right?
Are you getting surgery on the vocal cords?
Yeah.
You got the nodules or whatever?
Polyps.
Yeah. So now you're a real singer now. This is what
right.
makes you. This puts hair on the chest. You know what I mean?
That's right.
This is big stuff.
Yeah, but also the thing that I'm worried about. I don't want to jinx you, but your voice already has had hair on its chest. You know,
right.
that's like a thing that you possess. You already have this powerful, strong voice for somebody of your age already, you know? So when you have this surgery, are you just going to come out talking like Paris Hilton? Like what if there's a switcheroo and suddenly your voice is on some Dua Lipa type shit?
I mean,
well, that would be good. That's a bad example.
No, listen. I'm probably
she's another Husky King. I picked the wrong person.
I'm I'm waxing the hair off of my proverbial chest. They warned me. They were like, your voice might change. It might not. I think I've always had kind of a rasp, like even since I was a young teenager, which I think makes it, they were basically like, think of how virginal your voice probably sounded when you were 15 or 16. It'll sound like that. So my voice is already husky, I think, naturally. And I think it'll just make it sound more angelic. Like I'll be just.
Yeah. So your rasp is already down in the danger zone. And now you're going to come up and you're going to be right in the smooth angel devil zone. That's
what I am hoping for. But there's always the risk. I mean, I'm choosing not to process the risk.
So what's the deal with this? Because this surgery is famously, like, honestly, like I feel like every legendary singer has had this, but you're so young to have it. Do you think it's just because you've been going so hard like in the last couple years, or like what do you think the reasoning is?
It's the coffee.
Yeah, you want to know something?
Yeah.
So I get into this ENT and they look at it and they have, this guy has like genuine shock on his face. And he was like, these are fucked up. Like, these are bad. He sent me to like his like emergency buddy, who's like specifically a larynx specialist, and invasive test number 2 of the day. I'm crying. I don't like having shit like in my nose and through and back. And the next one's another kind of invasive test. I'm just stressed. I'm crying. Anyway, they're like, the next guy has like a real attitude. But anyway, he's giving me a whole speech before he knows what they're for, what they've come from. Basically, he's like, so do you smoke weed? And I was like, do I? I was like, yeah, I like to smoke weed. Yes. He was like, how often? I was like, well, that's none of your business, but like a lot. And he was basically like,
Lindsay, do you wake and bake? I have to know this. This is a serious medical question.
Yes. But this guy, he's punishing me before he knows what they're from. He's like, okay, so would a painter dump paint on a blank canvas? You're a singer at your job, blah, blah, blah. Stop smoking weed. I'm like, okay, yeah, okay. I'm giving this guy the lip service. Then all of a sudden he's like, and it could be from singing. Obviously singers come, whatever. He checks what they're, you can tell based on the location of where they are. And he's like, I have interesting news for you. They're from Talkie.
No.
Yeah.
Not just because you're a recording artist who's smoking a lot of weed, you just talk a lot?
They can tell based on the location. Yes, they're all from Talkie. So I was like, so I haven't done any damage from singing or smoking weed. The guy was like, no.
Damn, now I'm worried. Now I feel like because of my illustrious podcasting career, I could have to have vocal cord surgery, and that would be a cool look for me if I had to go under the knife for podcasting.
Thank God you didn't have to switch to edibles or something, Lindsay. That could have been tough.
Well, so, fast forward 2 days to my trip to LA, where I am now. I'm at the bodega purchasing crazy glue, getting Ghirardelli chocolate with the seemingly like easy to reseal container. No. Not as resealable as you might think. Putting edible chocolate into there, crazy gluing it back, holding it for like 30 seconds to bring edible chocolate into the land of legal weed.
Okay, so I've done this before. It's tough because I'm in LA and you can literally go to LAX and get on an airplane going anywhere with up to 1 ounce of marijuana on you because it's legal here.
I didn't know that.
Mm-hmm. So when you fly home,
don't do that, Lindsay.
I'm not saying Lindsay, you should do this.
You have something to lose. This guy has nothing to lose. Okay,
do some research online, but it's true. So now when I go on the flight, wherever I'm going, like I'll just bring edibles, and I used to hide it with other candy, like Sour Patch and watermelons, and I'd make it look. All of that was a waste of time. And I would hide joints in with cigarettes that look just like other cigarettes. You know all the moves.
Of course.
You guys are fucking amateurs. I used to buy 300 packs of Whole Foods vitamins, mix the oxys in with the vitamins. That's some third brain shit, third eye shit right there. You guys get on my level. Let me know, dog. Let me know.
Crazy, dog.
Well, the problem is the oxys just smell like nothing, when you're walking by the airport and that dog sniffing dog smells Lindsay's fucking bubblegum kush.
My dispensary.
I also did this thing once. This was really scary, actually. When you drive through parts of New Mexico, you go through border control, not. And this was during a very heady time in my life. I'm sober now, Lindsay, just FYI. So this is why we're laughing about this.
I'm on a gummy right now.
And it used to be these weed, before weed was like super legal, I would get these strips. They were like breath strips, but they were weed.
Ooh.
And I was so paranoid going through the checkpoint that I stuck them to a bunch of dollar bills. And put it in a wad of money because like money smells so bad. And then,
right.
Knowing that money is not the cleanest thing in the world, I happily took those strips off and put them in my mouth, as soon as they got off the hundreds.
Right.
I mean, that's the kind of shit you're doing, when you're desperate, when you're a desperate man, these are the kind of things that you'll do.
Totally. I mean, I hate that story. First of all, I hate that story. Shame on you. Second of all,
yeah. Lindsay, you're lucky you're young. The things the things us older people have had to go through in our lives, you know what I mean?
We are at a pretty interesting intersection between weed being legal and weed not being legal and having to be paranoid as to what you're packing and what you're not, because I'll say on the other end of things, I do realize that I've flown with weed with no consequence, but I did have one time where, and I just threw away weed in London because I was scared about the international, it seems pretty criminalized over there.
Yeah, don't fuck around in Europe with that.
How's the weed in London though? It's probably mids, right? Or were you?
It's garbage. You should have seen me too. I got somebody, I don't know. I'm not getting, it's weed. It's not drugs. We're not getting anyone in trouble. I was in Europe for a press tour and I had to hit up the people from my label in the UK section, and I was like, I need weed. What am I supposed to do? Like go and find it? Like I need weed.
Don't make me start buying stuff. I need weed.
Don't make me start using the Snail Mail credit card to buy weed. So they gave me. Someone handed it off to someone else. It was this whole sketchy process.
Snail Mail needs some fucking weed, yeah.
Right, like in it, and they're rolling like these thin joints made of this like garbage weed, and like and then gave me like just a little bit of extra. Not that I don't fully appreciate the oregano that they went to the trouble to give me, but I was like they stuffed it under tobacco and in a cigarette box. Like I was like, is it like this? And then like to smoke weed in England. And I was like out in the pouring rain with like a hotel borrowed umbrella, like trying to get high off these joints, like not able to like standing out there, like my ankles are soaked, my like leather shoes, and I'm like,
You've worked too hard for this. You've grinded too hard to have to smoke weed in the rain. A little pinner.
I should be smoking inside at the hotel.
Damn right.
I want you on your rock star swag. I think you need to really, I think you need to kick something over, smoke inside.
You need to check into your hotel, suitcase gets laid out, instantly put a shower cap over the smoke detector.
Right. Never heard that. Cool.
Oh yeah, bro, that's a good tip.
Stick with us. I mean, I think that I was with someone in a very expensive hotel room, and this person was famous, and they were smoking cigarettes inside, like chain smoking cigarettes inside. And I was like, this is gross, but also this is some cool shit that doesn't happen anymore. Right. And I respected it. I really respected it. And I think it's something you should look into.
Yeah, you can do that at the Chateau Marmont. You just have to pay a cleaning fee that's asinine,
Mm-hmm.
I love how famous people just can't hang. It's like you have to be at the nasty ass Chateau Marmont sitting with them while they chief the fuck out of cigarettes, like in that like dirty ass room. Like we cannot go outside for just a little bit of
the
air.
ashtray's on the piano and you're trying to finish writing this song. Like, I can't everyone leave. You're drinking brandy straight out of the bottle. It's all fucked up.
And at a certain point, you're like, you've forgotten how to have fun somewhere along the way. Like,
and you're onto something.
So you're not fucking with the Chateau is what it sounds like, Lindsay. Nasty ass Chateau.
I'm post fucking with the Chateau. I'm out of there.
I'm out.
Damn, she's 22 years old. She says, I'm over that shit, bro. You losers can have that.
Well, I mean, it costs a lot of money and the rooms are often like kind of like a grandma's like bed and breakfast, it's like
sorry guys, I'm with it. I'll stay there forever and I love it. And I had a special time there because it's like it's basically empty right now, so you have like the pool to yourself and shit, and it's pretty crazy.
That's where you shoot your nudes.
Right, precisely. I mean, I've already shot all the nudes that I need to take. I prefer to just hang out with my normal friends at the shack, or we go to the Best Western and just sniff spray paint. We don't need to be at the Chateau Marmont smoking clove ciggies with elves. Not
You can smoke at Chateau. They don't like the huffing though.
Yeah, this is good for you because it's going to save you a lot of money. If you don't like nice hotels, I think you're in business. Where'd you stay in London, if you don't mind me asking?
Well, this is actually a great intro into a story. We in Paris, my manager and I stayed in a sex hotel together, 2 rooms, we shared the wall. And when we got in there, we weren't necessarily sure what was going on, but noticed that in the bedroom, there was masks, and in the lobby, there was sex toys, and there was only this inescapable dim lighting and mirrors everywhere.
Okay. So when you said sex hotel, you mean literally a hotel made for sex, not like a place where you would maybe solicit a lady of the night, perhaps.
Not so lady of the
night. Like you and your partner are oh, let's go have BDSM sex at the sex hotel.
BDSM sex at the sex hotel. So the Paris version of it, I found to be frustrating. I was I would like a little more light so I could see my book. Clearly, I'm not having any sex. And I don't know. I don't need these masks.
I'm a reader.
I don't need to have sex. I stimulate my brain. So
I don't need a partner when I have a million partners on my shelf.
Us intellectual introverts don't need to have sex. No. So that's a lie. So I'm frustrated in this hotel. I'm okay, whatever. The continental breakfast was out of this world. It was so good. And then
oh wow.
Fast forward a couple days on the trip, and we go to London, and it turns out we're staying in the same chain in London. And the vibe is different. They're hiding it more that it's a sex hotel. You can turn on all the different lights. I liked it a lot better, but it's undeniable that it's a sex hotel chain. And the label doesn't...
It's beautiful, but it is for sex.
What's the place? What's this chain called? Just for our listeners, not for me.
Not for me. I don't want to wear the Tweety Bird mask alone in the mirror room. I don't want that.
Wait, you don't know about Mr. Tweety. What are you talking about?
Also, I was trying to flex. I was on FaceTime with one of my friends, and I was look, all the channels are porn. And I couldn't actually figure out how to unlock it. It was all in French. And I was just this is useless. It's called...
It doesn't. I'm sure we can look it up.
I'll shoot you guys an email.
Just shoot it over at your earliest convenience.
Just shoot an email at your earliest convenience. This is important stuff that we need to know.
So why are you and your manager staying at only sex hotels in Europe? Is that your manager?
Your manager's a damn freak. Who else do they manage? I want to know.
Your manager's a common sex freak.
Yeah, he's a hoe.
But in a cool way.
He's
in a cool way.
Hoe.
Not in a Shubas kind of way.
Right. No.
Did you see that? We just played Shubas and we had this. They were just really narky and annoying, and then the owner of Shubas just got caught trying to get video of his nanny on a secret webcam.
I mean, as one appears to do time and time again.
Yeah, a lot of people sent us that because we were talking shit on them, and then the next day this news came out, so everyone was sending us the article, and somebody was name a mid-sized venue owner who isn't a sex pest, and you're yeah, you're absolutely right.
I was just gonna say, what's going on with the venue owners being sex pests? I've seen I could list by name 3. I won't.
I mean, it's when you're 48 years old and you're I need to be around a bunch of 18-year-olds every night and just check them out and make sure they're having fun and
I want to watch them pee. That seems to be
And most importantly, I need to sort of watch them pee as sort of
that's
my ultimate, the crux of what I'm after. Well, speaking of pee and live music, did you see the brass band that did the peeing on stage? I know you're a musician. You keep up with the pigeons and planes.
I saw
it. I fucking saw that piss, bro. It was a lot. It was a lot of piss.
I always, being a performer, I like to take notes. I like to watch David Byrne on stage. I like to watch Oasis on stage. I like to watch the school of performers. I like to watch my professors teach. So of course I just added.
Michael Jordan watches him playing basketball game, see how I can do better.
You're watching game tape.
Gigi Allen.
You're watching Colbert and you're oh, my backup vocal, he kind of went low when he should have went higher. We'll fix that tomorrow and practice, whatever it may be. But then you're maybe I could start pissing.
Yeah, maybe. And I'm taking notes on how to get that stream out and into the people's faces. So is that a comment on our comment on our Colbert performance, Jason?
Next question, Lindsay. No. That was just I had just watched that, and I was watching it, and I was wondering, like, is Lindsay a perfectionist with her music because it's never going to sound exactly how you might want it to sound when you're performing on television,
I like to call this digging yourself into a hole.
The person that was doing backups, maybe, a little, I don't know what it was. I mean, I'm sure they were singing it the correct way, but something in my mind was like, maybe it should have. I'm no musician.
Well, yeah, I mean, it's funny you say that, not to go bleak, but I'm such a perfectionist that
Go bleak mode.
I'll go bleak. I have an issue with recorded performances. It's like one of my biggest fears, to the point where I even try to avoid it where I can. I've always said late night is one of my biggest fears, just because I have a real physical, I have really physical anxiety and stage fright, and in a way that it doesn't happen on tour, because I'm like, it's so forgiving, playing live. And I found that performance in particular, during the whole thing, I was like, the entire time I just was like, this is my worst nightmare realized. And then afterwards was really my worst nightmare realized, because I'm also I'm OCD as fuck. One of those symptoms for me, one of the ways that it shows itself is I will just watch things over and over and over and over and over again until I feel like I'm like changing the way that I feel about it, or like maybe something will change if I watch it enough times. And
very interesting.
I'm not personally a big fan of that performance. You guys don't even say anything back. And it came out, and I was on the way home from Philly, or to a signing from New York to Philly, and I watched it on my phone for 2.5 hours, which is how I know that something's not good in the brain zone.
So was that your first television live performance though?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, you've played hundreds or thousands of concerts before, so it's easier for you to do it. And you have the audience who's cheering and they love you, and
right.
You could literally piss on someone's face and they'll be like, "This is amazing." But
yeah.
you could be doing the best show of your life or the worst show of your life on Colbert, and you have no way of knowing until it's over and it's too late.
Right. I mean, during it, it's a blacked out. Like I couldn't tell what was happening during it. I was like so out of it, freaked out.
There's just lights and cameras, and you're like,
well, it really is.
Where do I look?
Right. I mean, I was told where to look, actually, and I think I nailed looking at the camera, but I nailed the visual part of the performance. I felt like the rest of the Snail Mail we haven't played a show in 2 years. It's been in December. It's been 2 years. That was our introduction to being back in front of people. We have a new lineup we have a new band member who's singing backup vocals. And
so let's do that in front of a few million people worldwide.
You don't get to choose.
Well, Lindsay,
No, you don't.
I hate to tell you this, but you're going to have to do this more in the near future. So you better
and
learn
just
to love
like
it.
you were watching it on your phone for 3 hours straight.
Right.
So that means every single thing you did well, everything you did okay, and everything you did poorly, and you now know exactly what to do the next time, and it just gets better and better and better. Do you think this first podcast was good? Fuck no.
No, it's bad.
Hey, come on, bro.
Well, the problem is I think of the onstage anxiety is a wild stallion. Intellectually, I could tell you every show what I do wrong, but it's sentenced to repeat itself until I can get myself into a position of feeling comfortable, which on stage for me takes sometimes 4 songs, in a show, and
wow.
And especially getting back into the touring thing. So it is frustrating as the performer, because I am such a perfectionist to a debilitating degree, which is why I trust myself as a songwriter. On the other hand, it makes performing kind of just the most emotionally unbearable task, because me and my band members we just rip ourselves to shreds. We're those kinds of people that after the show, it's we'll be upset for the entire day into the morning and into the afternoon until we play the next show. If the last one wasn't everything we wanted it to be. So I'm not too unhappy about taking some time off to get some vocal surgery. I'm not going to lie.
It's so interesting, because there's people that just love to be in the studio, and there's people that love to be on the stage. And
right. I don't like either.
She's like, I don't want to write songs. I don't want to play songs. Actually, what the fuck am I doing? Actually,
I love to
what
be in
am I
front
doing?
of the bubbler. I love to be in front of the 6-footer. I love to be in front of the
I
volcano.
like to be photographed.
Oh, okay.
Now, Lindsay, that's something you and I have in common. I love having my picture taken. And
Well, that's because you have a keen eye for fashion, right?
I think
She does.
So. I think
she
so.
gets these fits off. What is this shirt you're wearing right now, actually?
This is
Are you hashtag no stylist? Or are you working with someone?
I hashtag have a stylist.
Okay.
So this is I actually just asked her about this shirt. I cannot remember what the style or what the designer is. It was like an early 2000s French thing.
Agnes B?
Yes. Wait, how did you know that?
Chris is also gay.
Wait, weird. Shut up. How did you know that?
No, I work in fashion.
Oh,
So
cool.
but also Agnes B is a French legend, and that is the best era of Agnes B.
Yeah.
So you're in luck. It's very cool.
Thank
They have
you.
a
Very cool.
great cardigan as well, if you can find one.
Yeah, the famous snap cardigan is what she's like pretty known for. Like a lot of, I call it the hot chick cardigan. You know what I mean?
Oh.
It's just like it snaps all the
It
way
makes
down.
whoever puts it on, they have a little dash of like Audrey Hepburn instantly.
Mm-hmm.
You know.
Oh, wow.
great piece.
Okay. Yeah. I mean,
And it's only $300. It's only like $300 or $350. It's not expensive.
yeah, for like a piece, and especially for one that
For a
transforms,
piece.
especially one that just instantly transforms you into a hot girl. I think that's not that unreasonable.
Can you put a price on that? I don't think so.
You can't.
No.
On the Snail Mail Delta Sky Miles card, swipey.
Yeah.
What are some of your favorite designers? Let us in on what you're really be rocking though.
Issey Miyake. I've been rocking a little Comme des Garçons lately.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. Yeah, the Japanese stuff is like speaking to me a little more so lately. I mean, I love Prada. I love like old school.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, so I like a little bit of older Celine type of stuff, like a really classy, like put together type. Of course, I'm loyal to Gucci.
Of course.
But I've noticed that you do wear some like men's suiting type vibe, which I think
It's true.
is always cool. And I think that it's historically kind of, I can think of other women singers that have done that in the past. So I think I'm glad you're carrying that torch.
But when did you pick up this flavor? Because how old are you? 22, 23?
22. I mean, so the flavor is interesting. I've been getting a little existential off the gummies lately, thinking about.
Let's go.
My style is very curated with me and my stylist to be like young hunk.
Yeah, you kind of look like DiCaprio.
DiCaprio.
With
In his prime.
with the DiCaprio hair sweep. I guess that is young hunk.
It's young hunk. Here's the thing. I've been thinking about it lately, just on a level of like just.
How many milligrams are we talking about, bro?
Can I tell you a fucking secret? 200 is what it takes for me to get a little buzzed.
Hold on, Lindsay. I want to tell you something. Jason is 6'9". Okay, Jason's a big guy. Yes, he is. Yes, he is.
Yeah, dead ass.
Jason's 6'9". Jason, how many milligrams does it take you?
A dozen milligrams will.
200, and I'll go to a licensing party and meet people at a label and be like, "It's nice to meet you," and be presentable.
Okay. Let's say, okay, you're home alone. You're about to watch Dune. You have a burrito. How many?
Zendaya.
How many? You're about to see 7 minutes of Zendaya looking bad as hell. How many milligrams are we taking then? You're wearing pajamas. You understand? Like the whole vibe is there.
Sometimes I like to poison myself with something like, I like this one chocolate and it's very strong. And so one cube of it, I think is maybe 50, but I would maybe 100. I think it's the dealer's not the most reputable and the chocolate itself is not the most consistent. So sometimes a block is 50 and sometimes I think it's 100. And so sometimes I'll take like 3 of those, like, and I'll be like,
3 of those.
And then I'll take my ass to town.
Take her out to town, pick up the dry cleaning, the whole thing.
But I want to be like this in the chair.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. For our listeners at home, Lindsay is zooted and leaning back like a.
Okay, you want to stop
football.
looking like DiCaprio and start looking like Nick Cage or something like that?
Yeah, I want there to be drool coming out of my mouth.
You want drool? Okay.
Lindsay, honestly, I get it, because when I used to smoke weed, I would only get absolutely zooted.
That's
I would
the
never
thing.
want to get a little high. I want to get smacked.
Don't do it if you ain't gonna do it.
I don't want to have any. I want half of my face to be like.
You wanna have a palsy of sorts.
Yeah,
because of the marijuana.
If Lindsay gets her own weed, she's going to call it the Bell's palsy.
Yo.
So that's good too. Yeah.
I mean, something's gonna happen.
We can make that joke. You can't. Okay. So have you ever?
I didn't make it.
Do you speak a lot about your marijuana consumption normally, or is this?
No.
Okay, so this is something that you can more keep.
I keep it a secret unless I rehab. They basically are like, they will like tell you at the end, even though it's weed, it's not that deep, but they'll be like, especially for the people, because the rehab that I went to will have like a lot of like celebs in and out. And they were basically like, for our people that are like out in the media afterwards, we check to make sure you're on good behavior, and we will. And I'm telling you right now, we won't invite you back. And I was like, okay.
You won't invite me back to pay $50,000 for a month. Now, what? So the rehab though, how did you feel when you left?
I didn't know that you were into rehab. I'm sorry.
I went to MF rehab. I mean, the thing is, I keep the reason pretty off the record. It's not as deep as you would think it is. It is,
sure,
but it's less substance than you would think. It's a lot of like trauma. And I think like I went to rehab as like kind of a dramatic means to an end. Like everyone in my life was like, you have to be in a better position to be able to do this album cycle because it's hard. Like clear mindset, finish the record, go do the tour. Like don't make yourself look like a dumbass. And I was like, yeah. So I went to just like clear.
Yeah.
Basically,
all that is fair.
It was a little deeper in real life than I had hoped. I was in it for like the very professional therapy. The general detox of it all didn't hurt.
Sure.
Start having dreams again.
That's right. The really intense, like kind of, they have like intimacy therapists and people that really know how to deal with people with distinct circumstances. So like my at-home therapist she's great. She's awesome. But it was like therapists that were like, oh yeah, like this is, what it means to have, like, we'll help you through this very specific thing because we've also worked with Whitney Houston, like that kind of thing where it's just like, oh.
No, I mean, I think that honestly that your circumstances are, it's strange. You're very young, you've been very successful very fast. And it's like, it does take a lot out of you, I think.
It does. And unique traumas along the way. Wait, okay, but let me finish my point about. Please. Sorry, I sidetracked myself. I'm off the gummy. I'm thinking about my style. Realistically, as a young person, I'm like, I love it. Take that though, the same style, and put it on an old lesbian, and to me, it's a different thing, and I don't like it as much, and I just realized like it's something where right now I'm like, this is a young hunk. Later though, down the line, it becomes very distinctly one thing.
I disagree with you. I think Comme des Garçons is a brand for old lesbians. Actually,
they're wearing it and it looks good, but she's able to breathe some new life into it that an Ellen can't do.
An Ellen, right? Well, it's the fact that
or even older.
I hadn't thought of it like that. And I just noticed, I've seen old lesbians do something like things that are very similar, that I didn't even realize it until I was like high off my asshole.
Mm-hmm. Are you really tapped in with the older lesbian community, or is this something you're just kind of exploring?
No. I really do not talk to anybody. I'm like,
old, young, lesbian, gay, straight. I talk to zero people.
I learned my lesson talking to other people.
Won't make that mistake again.
Yeah, and I guess it's just like, I don't know. Yeah, it made me really think critically. I brought specific examples to my stylist, and I was like, when do we go from being hot young hunk to old sea dyke? And they were like, an old barnacle dyke, and nobody else. And that is an original phrase, and I'm licensing it right here.
Okay, can you give us an example of an old barnacle dyke, like a real one in the world that we can?
Well,
is it like a?
No, I don't.
It's like a Pirates of the Caribbean kind of thing, or like?
It's like I'm not offended if they have something nice to say to me, but I'm not letting them buy me a drink. That is I would say, I don't want to indict myself here, but you could, I bet if you thought about it, you could.
I'm wrapping my head around it.
old crusty motorcycle dyke.
Right.
Can I get you a Negroni? No, mama.
No, mama. So rule number 1, never go to a second location with a barnacle dyke. Nothing good is going to come of that.
Oh, shit.
Well, certainly don't get on the back of their motorcycle.
Don't get on the back of that hog. I don't care if they have 2 helmets.
That's a hog. Yeah, don't get on the back of the hog. No matter what they say, yeah.
This is good. This is good advice for all our listeners. Thank you for blessing us with this. This is something I wasn't expecting. This life advice.
You're never going to reach barnacle status. Don't worry.
You couldn't.
Unless that's something that you want to do because you're that much of a sex freak.
Barnacles are not really my taste in women.
So is this because you're from like the Baltimore Sea town? Because that's like a very...
Please chill. I plead with you to relax. I hadn't even thought of it like that.
You spend a lot of time down at the docks. There's a lot of algae and things like that.
This sounds like something you're shitting on now, but you might come to later in life.
A little kelp play.
Yeah, she's a kelp freak.
I mean, when I become one, half of my face at the bar looking for young women, and then half of my face is facing the bar where you can't see it, so it's a big reveal, and it's covered in sea algae and moss. Basically, my presentation is like something similar to that, like Davy Jones character from Pirates of the Caribbean.
It's all coming back to the pirates. I get it.
This is good for you. I think this is very cool. Yeah, I was gonna ask you what kind of chicks you like, but I guess you just told us. So thank you for that. I'm glad you revealed it all here.
Well,
it's nice.
Speaking of Pirates of the Caribbean, my girlfriend is a spitting image of Keira Knightley.
Okay, so you are in a relationship, you have a girlfriend, and she'd be looking like a young Knightley.
Identical. Stopped on the street for that.
Spitting image.
How low rise are her jeans? Because that's like,
she is a spitting image. What else can I say? The jeans are low rise.
Where did you find her?
We met on, I might as well just lay it all out. We met on an online dating app. I won't lie.
Uber?
So you met on Uber. You guys shared a pool.
Okay, so you guys met on an online dating website called Raya for famous
No,
hot
not
people.
Raya, not Raya. Which is I don't fuck around on Raya. I don't like famous girls.
Oh, neither do I.
Wait, hold on. Does that mean so you've had some dealings with famous girls? Are you telling me? Hold on.
Of course.
Look at me, dumbass. Of course I have.
Shut the fuck up. Are you kidding me?
I'm trying to think of what's her name though, the famous one who's like known for this.
Is she a les?
Well, yeah, but she's like the famous British. She's like royalty. What can I think of her name?
Rita Ora?
Princess Diana.
Princess Diana was a lesbian?
No. My ex. My exy.
Please don't bring my exy up again. You know how it triggers me.
She's an actress, but she's not really in stuff. I think she might have been. I think Kristen Stewart, Conquest. I can't remember. Why am I blanking on her name?
Cara Delevingne.
Oh, Delevingne.
Delevingne's definitely pulled up to the Snail Mail IG with the DM, no question.
Listen, not that I know of. I don't check that thing. But
that's smart.
I don't know if she has. But she's definitely.
You're too good for her.
I don't know about
Stay
all
away
that.
from her.
Listen, I've never met her, but I'm a bona fide Kristen Stewart super fan. So
me too. Me and you both. And unfortunately, Spencer's the worst movie I've ever seen, but she looks really hot in it. I was like, this is the princess. Like, this is the Kristen.
Do you have die kink?
I love elegance. I love posh. Like, I love like feminine.
It sounds like me and Snail Mail got the same type of chick, bro. I'm out here battling her.
Right?
This is tough.
Good luck.
You like a bitch who has some good fine chinaware? A tea set?
Absolutely.
That was passed down from her grandparents?
Of course I have a nice tea set. Of course I bring it out. Are you kidding me? I have a candelabra. I'm like, do you like cognac?
It sounds like none of these chicks are safe around
So
Lindsay.
you brought Keira over to the crib. You hired a violinist to play in the corner of the room while you guys sort of courted each other, and the rest is history.
I actually got a coveted reservation at New York's finest sake bar for our first ever candlelit interaction. Yeah.
Damn. Okay.
What is New York's hottest sake bar called?
If I gave away all my secrets.
Okay, don't blow up your spot.
It's called Decibel.
Oh, Decibel. Got it.
Yeah.
So you take her to a sake bar and there's some light bites involved, I would imagine.
I had just eaten. She got a couple of things. It was the type of thing where she was like, "No, please dig in," and I was like, I was not really.
Well, Lindsay, it's funny you bring this up because Jason has this kind of approach to life that he swears by, and he says smash before dinner. You always have to have sex before dinner because you're gonna kind of feel.
You're gonna get me canceled.
No, you're gonna kind of feel gross.
You can't get canceled for eating dinner.
Yeah, you're not going to feel that good because you just eat this meal. You know what I mean?
Right.
So I think that's I want to put you on game is what I'm saying. You know what I mean? Just in case.
I'm a huge proponent of just not eating dinner if that's the end goal.
My girl. Yeah, that's right.
Yeah. I like to be kind of alert. I think at least 3/4 of my dinner date charm is just having like a quick response to everything. So if I'm hungry, if I'm hungry, I feel like I'm a little more like ferocious. I'm in the game. Like if I'm full, I'm like, I'm thinking about my pillow. Yeah, I'm slow.
So you like being hungry? You're zipping. That's how I podcast as well.
Yeah, you have a 4 o'clock acai bowl before your 7 o'clock dinner reservation, and you come in. I see this. This is good. This is good advice for people.
You order the edamame, but you just kind of touch it a little bit. You don't really eat it.
I hate how accurately you're reading my situation because I want to be joking badly. I want to be exaggerating, but I tried to put it in order for an acai bowl before this interview started and realized I was already running late, and I had the thought several times while I was talking in this interview, like, I wonder if I would be able to do it discreetly and it could arrive while we're talking and I could eat it.
Let me put you on, though. Ubatuba is the best acai in LA. So you got to get Ubatuba. It's the best.
Ubatuba? How do you spell that?
Ubatuba. It's a Brazilian spelling. It's not like a silly children's word.
Mm-hmm.
Would it be deliverable to Hollywood Hotel?
A Hollywood Hotel. They have a few locations. I'm sure one of them will do like a Postmates or whatever.
All right. Well, I just typed, could it be a 40-50 minute delivery time? Perhaps right here.
Oh, let's fucking go.
Well, it'd be a shame if I were to put in
Look at this.
Okay.
An order for Ubatuba.
You come onto this podcast, people think you're doing us a favor, but look what really starts to happen. You know what I mean? It's interesting how the tables have turned.
I feel like I've been done a favor coming onto here.
It doesn't go unnoticed. Okay, so you said you don't check your Instagram DMs anymore. Is that because you're too famous, or were you never a DM checker?
I don't have the password to the account.
Oh my god, damn.
Okay, but do you have a burner or a Finsta?
Of course, yeah.
Oh, of course.
Of course.
You're gonna send us the link. Send us the link when we get off. It's fine.
Yeah, absolutely. Hit me up on there. I use it to lurk, to look at things I'm not supposed to be looking at.
Mm-hmm.
What are you not supposed to look at?
Mm-hmm.
I gotta see what's over my exes. I gotta see what's going on.
She's checking all these little thoughts, just like you, Jason. She's looking at the same thoughts you're looking at, bro. I'm
looking at the same. Yeah, I mean, I'm checking up on my friends to see how they're doing. I'm checking up on my friends' boyfriends to see if they're being sketchy. I'm looking at the memes. I realized, deleting Instagram. Like I was off completely for like a really long time before I decided to make a burner, and I realized the laughter that was missing in my life. I was almost completely I've completely pretty much grown up with memes constantly in my hands. I don't laugh now. I don't laugh. So it's nice to be back in the mix a little bit.
It's good to have you laughing again, Lindsay.
Thank you. It's nice to be laughing again.
We love memes too. I actually talk about my love for memes all the time. It's the only thing that makes me laugh anymore.
Well, I feel like memes are almost a little too volatile to even get into.
I only want the ones that are extremely niche to my interests. Those are the ones that make me laugh. That's the ones that make me laugh the most, like stuff that most people don't understand unless they live the same lifestyle I live.
Exactly. I mean, I have a hard time connecting with people about memes because I'm always like, that's not funny to me. But I find my particular interest in memes comes from a deep root of growing up with SpongeBob, where I've there's just that's a certain kind of stupidness that is there for distinctly in a sense of humor that I have friends who have not seen SpongeBob as children that totally clearly don't get, and it doesn't even have to be about SpongeBob. It's just one type of humor. It really really informed an entire That's my type of, yeah.
Damn, I never thought about that because I'm too old. But it is something.
Yeah, his SpongeBob is the Civil War.
Yeah.
Ooh,
Yeah, fuck the old heads, bro. Fuck the old heads.
Dude, come on. Why don't you like old heads?
Yeah, we're here to bless you with knowledge, bro. Don't do that to me.
All old heads do is annoy me.
Damn.
Man, fuck you, Snail Mail,
Yes.
dumbass Snail Mail.
Snail Mail's coming in here with a lot of fucking attitude on our podcast.
I told you where the fucking gas-ass acai bowl is, and now you're... Oh, man. I take it back.
All old heads do is tell me to put down my phone. Tell me to put guitar back in my music. Get the fuck out of here.
Well,
I don't like those bleep bloop drum machine you put on there.
Yeah, they're like, guess she found money. Like,
damn, did you buy a chaos pad? Don't tell us you bought a chaos pad. Damn.
She might not know. She's too young for that.
She knows what a chaos pad is.
I don't know what a chaos pad is.
I thought you were a musician. Come on now.
I'm not. Who gave you that impression?
Yeah, I guess you don't like Jason's favorite musician, this guy Tom York. Ever heard of him?
No. No, yeah. No, I mean, I love
Chris.
Radiohead. I love Radiohead.
Well, who do you like on because Matador is a Chris label. That's some old head label. So it's interesting because they put out all my shit. How much Pavement you listening to, Lindsay?
I discovered Pavement after the first Snail Mail album came out. But I love Mission of Burma.
Okay.
I love Liz Phair. There's I love Helium.
Oh. Okay, damn, go off, Lindsay.
Wait, what did you just say?
I love Helium.
And Liz Phair. Lindsay, if you haven't, I would suggest reading Liz Phair's memoir.
I did.
It's good, right? There's some cool stories in there.
It's great. I mean, her experience is like so much more extreme than I ever could have imagined as like a woman in music.
It's crazy. It really is crazy. And I was there. I mean, not there for all of it, but like I remember it to some extent. So to hear the stories behind some of it.
It was alive for it, whereas you were not.
Yeah, but she's a true talent.
Absolutely.
But you've got a lot of fair in you, Lindsay.
You do have a lot of fair in you.
I got a crush on that woman. I see her around. I'm like, how are you? Like,
Have you met her before?
Several times, yeah. I mean, damn, I'm forgetting we're on the air. She knows.
Is she one of your old barnacles?
No. Oh my God, no.
You're like, Liz, I'm in your city. And she's like, have fun, sweetie.
It's like that. I mean, damn, I take that back off on the air. Just, it's a respect crush.
There's like women who are in music of a certain level that she's in. And I feel like you're also in that.
The elder legends, I mean, they will like drop advice. I'll see her around like a festival cafeteria. She'll drop some advice. We've done a lot of feature type things together where I'm like very much in awe of her, but it's interesting. I feel like I've been in touch with, I'm in touch with the greats from time to time, but it's not like we're like baking cookies together or anything. It's just
no, the greats. I mean, they see somebody like you and they're like, of all these dumbasses making music, this is one person who gets it. So like, I know a lot of shit and I want to tell them because they're the only person who's going to know what to do with it.
Totally. Yeah. It's great. It's a beautiful thing when the greats drop their apples down from their.
Who else is dropping these out? What's her name from Garbage? Is she dropping you some
I've
apples?
never met her. I mean,
Shirley?
Because I get some Shirley when I listen to you as well.
oh, thank you. No, I never met Shirley Manson. I don't know. To me, I guess like it depends what you would consider like to be up in that echelon. For me, like I every now and then I'll hear from like the people from Beach House. Like to me, I'm like those are some Baltimore greats.
Yeah, of course.
I think it's nice to Angel Olsen. I think of as like
Yeah, that's a good one.
Mac DeMarco is one of my dearest great apple tree friends.
One of your OGs.
Yeah, it's always not, it's nice to, I feel like if you're in a place, Justin Vernon, Bon Iver, like if you're in a place where you're able to talk to people that you feel like you actually really respect their taste and their and the way that they go about it, their artistry. That's one thing. It's really great to be able to like ask those people questions.
No, that's like an invaluable resource.
You guys understand the same niche memes,
right?
For music.
Yeah, exactly.
I was reading that Sellout book, and there's a lot of stories in there about that happening to like bands being like, what the fuck? Like My Chemical Romance gets so fucking big like overnight, you know what I mean? And that he doesn't know how to handle it. And who comes down, Jason, to the table? Your boy Billy Joe from Green Day. Just blesses him with some knowledge. You know what I mean? Billy Joe's just like, look, bro, Have you seen American Idiot, the stage play? We know what we're doing.
I have. I have seen
Really?
it. Yeah, my mom took me to it in New York when I was 11.
That's really funny.
So you've always been a theater rat. That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
I wouldn't say.
All right, Lindsay, as we're wrapping up, do you have any questions for us? Did you like doing this podcast? What do you think?
I love doing this podcast.
You don't have to have any questions.
I
for
don't
us.
know. What is it? If you guys had one great piece of advice as people that have weathered the storm of entertainment for many years, what would it be?
Oof.
This is one that I just picked up from a podcast that we had a couple episodes ago. Put Pedialyte on your rider
Whoa.
and mix it with vodka and have that be the only thing that you drink.
I would say don't ever read the comments.
Oh my God. Yeah. I've made that mistake so many times that I think I might be traumatized.
Yeah, especially with your personality type, you definitely should not be reading
Block
the
it
fucking
all.
comments.
Use the thing on your browser to block the websites. Like that's the only way to stay off of it. I really recommend it.
You can do that?
Yeah.
How do you do that?
It's like a site blocker. It's like free, and you just type in the site, and it won't let you go there without clicking a bunch of times and like undoing it. I highly recommend it.
That's going to be me with our Colbert performance.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a good. Honestly, though, it's like it really is helpful because it's just really hard to do it with.
If it'll help, I will go on YouTube and report that video.
Just
So
report.
hopefully maybe it'll get taken
Let's
down.
just take it down. We could just get it taken down even.
We'll do that. Don't worry. All the How Long Gone. We have a big following, so they're gonna just go take care of it for you. Don't worry about it.
Maybe we could get it muted. I like the way it looks.
Oh, just mute it. We'll do a GoFundMe petition to make the Colbert Report live performance from Snail Mail a video only, non-audio experience.
Couldn't that
Or just put the song from the album on there.
Yeah, just dub it.
I'm going to say something spicy really quick.
Please do.
I've seen people lip syncing on those late shows and nobody ever says anything about it.
Ooh.
And I'm
Goddamn
like,
right.
why the fuck didn't we just do that? Because they and the band's not even playing in
Yeah.
the one I'm thinking of.
Yeah.
And I'm like, nobody gives a fuck.
Casey Musgraves is a nice girl. Don't do that. Okay, don't do that.
I haven't seen that. I love Casey Musgraves.
I bet you
but
do. Little freak.
She's sick. I'm not being a little freak. I like the music.
All right, Lindsay, thank you so much for potting with us. This was maybe one of the better, most fun episodes we've ever done, and you are truly
A legend.
an amazing podcaster.
Yeah, you're an amazing
Well done.
podcaster. And you guys go get the album. It's in stores everywhere. Go listen to it. Go buy tickets for the tour.
Everyone send a prayer up to the gods of marijuana to make sure her surgery goes well and her voice still stays raspy and she doesn't come out of the womb talking like Keira Knightley, all right?
Well,
Well,
Thanks, Lindsay. And all joking aside, Jason and I both love the album. We've been listening to it a lot, so we're very happy to have you on the show. So thank you.
thanks, y'all.
Yeah, for
Thank
sure.
you for having me. This has been a pleasure. And I'll text you
Respect.
guys. I'll text you guys my burner in the chat right now.
Yeah, hell yeah. Let's go. And make sure you get that açaí. That's not a game. Okay, that's not.
I'm
a game.
getting it tonight. I don't think of it as a game.
Wow, this is a
Thank you,
this is a
guys.
great burner name, by the way.
It's
Don't say it.
oh, got it.
all right.
All right, bye. We'll see you later.
Bye, y'all.